My dear people of Southern Cameroons, brave warriors of our liberation struggle, I bring you revolutionary greetings this day. Today is the 18th of June in the year of our Lord 2019. My name is John Ba Akuro. Today, we are going to discuss some very important issues. There are three issues I will discuss so briefly, but are extremely important and very urgent. The first of them will be a development that we are monitoring very keenly in Yaounde with the government of La République du Cameroon trying to assemble the children of our people who have escaped to that place or some who are already based there and whose children are going to various schools there to take them to the presidency of La République du Cameroon this Wednesday. That is tomorrow, Wednesday, 19th of June. And we don't know why. We will look at that. And as soon as we look at that, we will talk again briefly about something that I already started discussing yesterday with Comrade Bo Herbert. That will be about the extension of the mandates of members of parliament and councillors in La République du Cameroon again right up to December 2019. That means that their elections there are postponed again. And then the third issue that I'm going to raise here will be the claims by La République du Cameroon, as we have seen in papers here and there, with talks with the European Union, that talks are already ongoing with our people. And then after that, we'll have some 2 or 3 announcements. But of course, note that most importantly, we will talk about the worldwide demo that will take place on the 19th of July 2019. In the United States, it will be at the Capitol building, and all over the world, it will be before U.S. embassies. That said, let me move straight into this very important one. First, a message has reached me, and it has reached a good lot of us, and I think that message should already be circulating now on social media about, some parents who received information from their children in the various high schools and secondary schools in Yaounde that the school authorities have asked the children, particularly those of Southern Cameroon's extraction, to get dressed in their school uniforms, wear black shoes and white socks as they come to school this Wednesday, the 19th of June 2019, because they will be taken to the presidency of La République du Cameroon. Now the issue is no one knows exactly what the purpose of their going there is to serve. No one knows exactly why they are targeting only children of Southern Cameroon's extraction. And so we are monitoring the situation very keenly. We have also drawn the attention of some members of the international community to watch that kind of manipulation very keenly, because we know that the government of La République du Cameroon is always up to something, always stage managing things here and there to give impressions and all of those things. And this is because they're under a lot of pressure. So open your eyes, be very watchful. If you live in Yaounde or the environs and you have your children involved, be very careful. Pay clear attention to exactly what is happening. We know, these children are already so traumatized, seriously traumatized, and to find themselves again in another situation over which they or their parents will have no control is very worrisome. That said, there's also the document circulating on social media already, which I obtained yesterday. And I think we talked about this briefly with Comrade Bo Herbert yesterday on our live show, that Mr. Paul Biya, or should I say the new president of La République du Cameroon, who is actually Ferdinand Gongo, sent a note to the president of the National Assembly saying Parliament should, meet very urgently. That is the bureaus should meet very quickly and, extend the mandates of parliamentarians and councillors again from the 29th of October for 2 months. That means that they're taking right up to the end of the month of December, the year of our Lord 2019. And the implication of this is simply that the elections in that country are simply postponed again. And of course, I want all of us to understand that the postponement of those elections is simply because La République du Cameroon is trying to see if by that time they would have coerced us, they would have either defeated us militarily, forced their own version of peace on us, what we call the victor's peace on us, so they can organize our elections on our territory, or that they would already have succeeded in getting a lot of the self-defense volunteers bought with money, because there are a lot of officials, CPDM officials and officials from across the board, that they have now carried to their column, moving all over Southern Cameroons with heavy bags of money, approaching self-defense volunteers, commanders here and there, proposing them huge sums of money. They should lay down their arms. To a lot of them, they even are promising to send them out of the country, some to Dubai, some to the, to other areas of Asia. And I'd like you to be very, very vigilant with this. Take note, a good lot of Southern Cameroonians who even traveled out of the country legally still find it difficult to settle abroad. Now, if they pick you and they send you to a foreign country, they don't have the power to determine your immigration status in that country. If they pick you and send you to Dubai and send you 2 million, 3 million, take note, as soon as that visa expires, you're on your way back to the Republic to certain death. My dear brothers and sisters, be very, very careful. Do not mortgage your future for a few coins, for a few, notes, for a few banknotes that you're not even gonna, solve your problems with even within a period of 1 or 2 months. Be very, very careful. The enemy is so worried now. They are really, really on the grill. They are in difficulties and they're looking for every way to give the impression that something is happening. And particularly on that count, I want already at this point here to heartily congratulate the Never Again generation of Bafut. I have seen the letter they have written to their member of parliament, Honorable Fusi Namukong, urging him not to dare that is presenting himself again for elections, and asking him even to step out of parliament now when he still have the opportunity to do so. I think this is an example for all constituencies in the Southern Cameroons to copy, right to those people who still claim that they are your MPs and representing you in that parliament, to withdraw, to make sure they understand that their appointment with history is too close and that they run the risk of losing this little window that is still available for them to do exactly what is right. And then you notice that there was the upliftment. That's the next thing that I'm going to say, that the second thing I pointed out, the claims of dialogue ongoing. The Republic of Cameroon's colonial governor in the northern zone lifted a curfew on movements. That is not because they think that everything is in place for things to return to normal. That is because they want to give the impression to the visiting members of the UN Security Council, and also to give the impression to the people around the world that things are returning to normal and you will be targeted. They have sent a lot of plainclothes security people who will infiltrate the various communities and try to wreak havoc. Be very careful. All of this are simply attempts to do what is called make-believe. This make-believe is their way of life. That is the only way that La République du Cameroon survives. They never know how to live in a real-life situation. They will always try to make up things here and there and then put in setups. So be very careful. Do not find yourself enhancing these useless tricks and these useless tactics that only aim to take away your future from you, because what they're struggling to do is just to take away your future from you. We know that they are struggling to stage manage things here and there and give impressions that dialogue or negotiations are already ongoing. Take note, my people. We will be listening to organizations, to countries here and there and so on and so forth. But we have not determined yet the form and shape that talks will take place. And when the time comes, like we have said it over and over, the SCLC, the experts, the patriots, those who are really committed to the struggle will be picked out to go out there and represent us. We do not want to start calling names, because even in a match of football, no coach at all releases the names of his players and the wings that they will play in, so long before the match takes place. We are dealing with an enemy who knows how to do 3 things: intimidate, blackmail, and bribe. So we should not begin by throwing out our dice out there just because we want to get into showmanship. We will avoid that, and we will do the right thing. when the right time comes. So those are the issues that I wanted to bring to our attention. And now, these two very important announcements. The first one is about the worldwide demonstrations of July 19, 2019. For those in the other countries of the world apart from the United States, it will be in front of the U.S. embassies everywhere, and it will be on that Friday, July 19. For those who are in the United States, it will be in front of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. in the United States of America. Let me take this opportunity to remind you, this is a game of numbers. For those of you who still doubt why this demonstration is absolutely important, take note that the impostors who call themselves our elite in Yaounde are planning to gather their friends in La République du Cameroun and lead a demonstration to the U.S. Embassy in Yaounde to try and deceive the world that the United States of America is interfering into the internal affairs of their country. We are going out there in even bigger numbers to disprove them, to remind the world that we are the ones inviting the United States to come in and assist us in sending away these people out of our territory. We are the ones inviting the United States of America to come in and help stop the carnage, stop the killings that are being visited on our people by La République du Cameroun. So this will be a game of numbers. Take note, for this particular demonstration, there are things that will not be part of it. No group politics. No group politics. This demonstration is not about groups. It's about Southern Cameroonians. It is an opportunity for us to fight for our heroes, those who have already laid down their lives, who have given their blood already, so that we should secure a better tomorrow for all of us who are still alive, for our children who are still growing up, and for future generations of Southern Cameroons unborn. It is an opportunity for us to fight again for another class of our heroes, those who are paying the price in the dungeons of La République du Cameroun all over the country. I don't want to name a lot of names here, but you know that on that day we will carry the pictures of Pata Sang Wilfred, the pictures of Sisiku Ayuktabe, of Fidelis Ndoche, of Mancho Bibixi, of all of those who are there, all of those ones at least whose names we can recall, whose pictures we can easily have. Because we are going to be in our thousands everywhere, we will not have difficulties having this. But the messaging on that day will be clearly unique, and an organizing committee is already in place, bringing representatives from all over the world, all the countries of the world. If you hear your country is not yet represented, get in touch with us and we will rectify that as fast as possible, because this has to be a moment when we come out in our numbers to dispel the stupid narrative that they keep giving, that only a little fraction of our people want total independence and total freedom. And I want to close this again now by announcing that yesterday we said the leaders of the LCLC will go round for a fundraising campaign soon. We will begin with Chicago in Illinois, Massachusetts, Minnesota, and then the DMV area. And then I like to say this, concerning that demonstration, do not lie on your laurels and think that we have already done more than enough. We have demonstrated so much in the past. We will do it again. If you listen to even champions of faith, they say they prayed again. They fasted again. They always did again those things that moved the powers that be to listen to their supplications and to respond. Listen, the people of the Brigade Anti-Sardina will be in Washington on the 22nd of June. You want to know how they are mobilizing? This far, they've already contributed $100,000 to be used just for that demonstration. What have they done? They have printed 25,000 t-shirts with Maurice Kamto's pictures on it to carry around. They have hired 100 vehicles that will move around with big posters of the atrocities of Mr. Biya in their country to move the United States to act to help them free their country of that dictator. We have even greater ills. Will we sit back and come up with some few numbers because we'll be saying that we are fighting, or my group has this, my group has that, my own faction of this group has done that, my own faction of that group? No. This is the time for us to all come together. And in terms of fundraising, we need funds. And we have told you this over and over. Look at these numbers as I hold them. 301-898-6324. If you use this number, you will contribute into the joint account that we have created through Zelle or Cash App. But if you want to do PayPal, you use the email that you see there, amberrelief2018@gmail.com. But most importantly, the website of the ARF is now available, www.amberrelief.org. If you go there, you will also be able to very quickly make your contribution. My dear brothers and sisters, let us stay connected together and let us mobilize again in huge numbers to do what is right for motherland. To God be all the glory.